I was on a call the other day with a new buddy of mine that I have been collaborating with, and his name is Tom Burden. You'll be seeing him on the podcast, and next week, this Monday, not this tonight, but next
Okay.
Monday, and he was on actually Shark Week. I mean, excuse me, Shark Tank,
Oh yeah, I
and
saw you do an ad on
has
or like a
a
post on that.
company. Yep, and he pretty pretty valuable person. I think I, I want to get him, maybe you and I, maybe Scott, get into like a mastermind with this guy because I think he has lots of value. But I wanted to see what's going on with you, man. How I know you've been busy. You've been
Yeah,
doing your thing. Tell me what's new.
yeah, we've been staying real busy, mostly with the app build and everything, which coming in on the end of beta testing now, which has been going really well. Seems like a pretty solid product, and it's had good response from the market so far. So we'll be able to launch it fully live. I'm guessing right now, definitely by the end of August. But we'll just have to see on exactly how long it takes for approvals and everything to go through as far as the exact timeline. But somewhere around the end of August, then we should be set there. And it's just we're super excited for it because it's like taking our exact system and our exact method and like putting it into a usable software and platform that people can just incorporate into their own lives and their own pursuits, whatever that may be. And then it's also got the coach licensing aspect of it as well, which is where we can drive a lot more of the revenue for it from. So excited to have that like fully live and then really actually be able to start scaling that product from there. But outside of that, just staying busy with that. I've got a powerlifting meet coming up in August here. But it's just like I'm just kind of competing exhibition because I got a few other things going on. I actually was re-diagnosed with cancer on Friday, so that's what I'm driving up now. I got some appointments up here.
You were
So
really? It came back. I lose you.
can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
You said you're you got another diagnosis having cancer again?
Yeah, it's in my kidney this time, which can be caused by some of the agents I had when I was 18 are really toxic to the kidneys, and so it's caused a kidney cancer to pop up. But that just happens. They're called secondary cancers. It's like the chemo treatment for the initial cancer is so toxic that it causes other cancers later in life from the treatment for the initial cancer. So fortunately we caught it super early, so I'm just gonna have to do like most likely it's looking like a partial kidney removal, and then I should be good to go from there.
Got you, man.
So
It's
not too big a deal.
a lot of people. I mean, my sister found out she has a cancer that she's dealing with, and it's the importance of staying positive. I think it's all mindset, right? And you talk about this constantly. There's always ways of, as long as you get it early, I think there's lots of opportunity to have success from it, right?
Yeah, catching it early is huge, and that's part of when I had that big GI bleed back in beginning of June. That's when they caught it. Was on one of the imaging scans. They were looking at my colon, but this happened to pop up on it as well. So it's actually a good thing I had that GI bleed when I did, because otherwise we probably wouldn't have caught it this early. But I mean, it just comes back to that thing of like, you just have to build a foundational purpose for your life, however you want to define that. We do it through our mission and vision with Impossible Performance, that you decide the work you're doing for your life and what that foundational purpose is, so much to the point that no matter what happens to you from an external or I suppose internal standpoint, you're going to show up every single day on the same mission with the same actions in pursuit of the same ultimate outcome. And that's something that really helps me a lot with stuff like this. Is it's just like, cancer or no cancer, I'm going to show up and do the same stuff. Like, I'm still going to be on the platform on August 15th. I'm still going to be launching and releasing this app, I'm still going to be trying to drive sales through that, and we're still going to be doing our podcast and online communities and all of that. So it's just like it doesn't really change anything once you kind of weave that kind of purpose into your life.
I totally agree, and I agree, and I want to make sure, like a PSA for those guys out there, go to the goddamn doctor and get yourself checked out, no matter what, because people are like, "Oh, I don't like to find out things." The better that you find out, because it's you, your family, those that love you, want to love you for a extended period of time, and to find this stuff out. Like for me, I still have been getting injections in my eye. If I didn't go back in December for my regular checkup, I wouldn't have found that I had an issue. And it's like, if I didn't, I would be blind in one eye right now. Crazy. So it's
Yeah.
like, we got to take care of ourselves, guys. You got to make sure that happens. I want to get into the podcast with you and find out. I love podcasting. I love sitting there, listening to others, learning from others, then implementing what they're doing, sometimes reflecting on what they're doing and putting my little twist on it. How important is the podcasting that to you? And then how can people benefit from having their own?
Well, for us, the podcast has just been that's been one of the foundational pieces since day one when we started Impossible Performance. It's been now over three years of doing weekly episodes and never missed once, despite cancer diagnoses for me, for Austin, having a baby in between there, as well as several other surgeries and injuries and other challenges along the way. Um, but really, I think it's something that we craved back then, and it's something we crave even more so now in a world where so much of, especially social media and mainstream media, has become so short form, so attention grabbing, so um, basically clickbait or click based, that we really appreciate spaces for long form discussion, long form unscripted discussion on really challenging, nuanced topics. And the episode we put out this past week with a guy named Paul O'Need was maybe the best opportunity we've ever had to display that. He's just such a masterful mind in the world of well, really, it started in the world of athletics, but it's grown to business and personal development and self mastery and all of these different areas, And so it's you get to interview people. You, you,
We lost you for a sec. Hold on. Last, you're connecting with people. You're able to listen to their story. You still with me? Matthew's driving, so he might be in an area where there's a little dead zone. So he'll hop back in here. But podcasting, I found, is super powerful. You're able to, like Matt was saying, go deep, listen, learn, get the story, get the golden nuggets that every one of you has. And some of you are afraid to share. Some of you, once you do the podcast episode, I found that those individuals are like, I want to do it again. That 30 minutes, that hour went super fast. I forgot to say this, this, and this. And that's okay, because that's where you get now hooked. You understand providing value. He said a key word: authenticity. When you're authentic, you're real. You're not scripted. There's nothing you're making. You have an agenda. Having an agenda, you don't have the real heart come out. When you have the heart come out, that's when people are really there for each other. And I found that when we're doing podcasts, if you're sitting there, you're actually helping you work on your communication skills, specifically your listening skills. You're actually listening to understand, not listening to reply. and a lot of you are focused on replying. I have to get this across. If I don't get this across, it's going to lose. I'm going to leave it from my mind. I'm going to lose it. No, if you're in the moment, the value that you're going to continue that conversation because you're listening is going to be much better than whatever agenda or that reply you need to get out. Listening is the most important thing because the more someone's listening, you actually are learning. And then once you're implementing the things you learned from that conversation, now you're connected to that individual. And I think we have Matthews coming back here. He's back. I think he's back.
Yeah, can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Went through a total dead spot there.
No, I figured. And it happens. That's
Yeah.
that's another reason why people forget. Like, oh, they have excuses. Oh, I can't do video. Well, Matthew's in. Yes, he's in the car. His hands are on the steering wheel. He's still talking, just like anyone else. If you're calling and you have that Bluetooth, you can still do two things at once. And we're dropping some value for you. I want to get back to the podcasting. How you do a lot of in-person stuff, right? You don't do really the virtual stuff. Everything's like you go to people or they come to you, right?
Yeah, we had done a little bit of virtual when I was first heavy on school, and I've still actually got a few episodes we recorded back then that I need to publish still, which will definitely get out there. But those were all kind of on the side. Our weekly episodes are all 100% in person with like the full 4K video studio setup and everything. And it's not it's not always, it's never easy to accomplish that. For example, I mean, just a couple weeks ago, we drove down and like literally left bright and early Saturday morning, drove to Charlotte, North Carolina, built a studio, recorded a podcast, had one of our big guests come in, the guy whose episode released this week, recorded with him, tore down the studio, then drove another 3 hours to Raleigh. So it was like 7 hours to Charlotte and then another 3 hours to Raleigh. We get to Raleigh late. We set up another studio in another hotel there, and next morning record super early with our guest there, and then tear down the studio and drive back 10 hours back to home, and then get back to work on Monday. It's not an easy process, but it just I show all that to say it's like for true when you want to commit to some certain type of value or some certain type of quality at the highest level, it's worth building a mindset that doesn't accept limitations or excuses, and rather starts asking questions of how you can accomplish things rather than coming up with reasons why you don't or why you can't accomplish them. Because if you really, really want that thing, you can pretty much always figure it out. I mean, like I said, we've been doing it for 3 years now like this, and it's just been an absolute blast of a journey, even on the times when it's hard.
That's like what I'm trying to. I want to put together in real life events again. It's on my mind. It's something I'm focused on in September. My main focus is I am trying to get school owners in New Jersey. And you would think it would be easy if I go into the map and I search the map and I find pinpoint different areas. The problem I'm finding with just going that direction, which I've had a lot of I put a lot of DMs out to people. A lot of people haven't been on the platform for a while sometimes too. So my goal is to find just 2 other people. That's my goal. I could just do it with 1, but I want 2 that's local to New Jersey, that we can set it up that first time, have the first meetup, do a little video, do some pictures, and then have a goal of bringing 1 extra person in the next month going forward. So that's my goal. That's what I'm putting out into the world. That's what I want to do, because I know how powerful that is. Getting people offline for that period of time to actually meet, it will grow tremendously, because now everyone will want to bring 1 person. So they'll be searching. Instead of me just searching, now you have another person, another 2. It'll keep multiplying, which will be phenomenal. And I can't wait to get that started and kicked off. Especially, I'm going back. I have school coming back in August 17th already. It's crazy. Like, I was down in Outer Banks the first week of July. It's been hot as hell here the last couple weeks. This week's been pretty all right. So it changed what we've been able to do as far as getting outside. So because it's so hot with the kids, then you had the World Cup. So where we are in Jersey, going to the American Dream Mall, it's always packed. Now it's lighter, but it's the summer's going fast now. It's like, damn, this Saturday. We're going down to our rental down in Jersey Shore for the week, and when we come back that next Friday, I'm back to really getting back to my normalcy. So time
Yeah,
flies, man. It's crazy.
yeah, it goes super quick. But I agree. I think that the the IRLs or the in real life or the live meetups or whatever it is, like I think those have immense value. And that's why we always bring that to the podcast because some of the depths in just goes so deep and sometimes such dark, emotional, raw, and vulnerable places that I think video is getting better and better and better at it, but I still think it's never going to quite be able to capture it in exactly the same essence. There's also just a piece of being able to fully relate to another human and understand them that you get, I think, more deeply being face to face with them versus online. I think school accomplishes it better than any platform has ever been able to do to date. Um, so definitely like huge props to what they're doing, and I hope they continue in that direction. But it would be cool if they had. You talk about the challenges of like setting up an IRL or finding people to that are local to you and active on school. It'd be cool if they had like a section of the app that really was like I think about like that like Pokemon Go game back in the day. Where you could see like where local meetup spots were and where people were there. It'd be cool if they had like a little section where you could basically plan an IRL and set a location, and then everybody, in the surrounding radius could see that or get a notification about it. And then if it's something you want to show up to, you can. I'm sure there's some like safety concerns they have to take into consideration with all of that. Um, but it would be cool if they had a feature that facilitated that more easily.
I mean, they do have. There's a New Jersey IRL. I don't, and
Okay.
then they call them mayors, but then
Okay.
you no, but I think it's been crickets for a while now because I think they set it up for a lot of different areas, and then people fall out of the commitment, the consistency. They're not.
Yeah.
They don't have the right mission, I think, behind it. So it's there. My goal is to try to revive that. I don't want to become the mayor because I don't want having something that controls me. I want to be able
Hmm.
to do what I do because I think if you do things and you become the mayor, there's certain things yes, you might have the ability to put all the people into your group, but you could basically do the same thing with your own school community. Just drive everyone there, then they could become part of your community. You can share what's going on. So I'll do my own version of it. So I don't have limitations. I think the limitations would hurt me because I want to do different things. Like I would want at some point to have like a little educational piece while we're in that meetup so that people are learning
Yeah.
something. I think it's the value is there.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. No, it'd be cool to see that play out. I hope that's successful. I don't know the next time we're going to be up that way. We don't have any trips quite up that direction planned yet. Um, but if we do end up that way, I'll definitely let you know.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Um, anything else you got planned for the next last couple weeks of the summertime?
Just that we're wrapping up the beta on the app here the first 2 weeks of August. I've got a expo event on August 14th, got the meet on August 15th. And then sometime around there will be my surgery for the kidney cancer as well. So that's the big stuff on the agenda right now. Got a few weeks off on the podcast. We're going down to Florida for a pretty big one here, but that'll be sometime towards the end of September. So getting more
Okay.
into the fall. So
Also, you're taking a little bit of a hiatus as far as from the podcast, kind of deal with you right now.
yeah, we'll still release. We just won't be traveling for any or any big guest episodes. We'll either have guests that come to us or are here local, or just we do solo episodes with Austin and I as well. But we'll never miss an episode.
No, that's awesome. being
Yeah.
consistent, that's what resonates with me. And when I met you, I'm like, dude, you're just like me. Like, I loved how you're very consistent. You keep going. You're trying to find things to make things better. You're all about helping others, and it exudes from you. So it's a powerful thing to be a part of as far as your journey as well.
Yeah. No, I appreciate it. It's good to catch up with you.
Yeah, man, definitely. If you need anything, don't hesitate. Drop any value you want into the academy. I'm going to be doing some new things coming next couple weeks as well, and then love to see you whenever we're able to. We'll make that happen in real life as well. I wish you all the best of luck, and I'll be back in touch with you soon, man.
Explaining a little bit more about the new that new product service that you're building
What the
that's AI
Beyond Bill?
integrated. I
Mhm.
just yeah. I'd love to learn more about what your vision is with that.
I am with. Are you have a few more minutes?
Yeah. I've got another 20 minutes or so in the car.
The goal is, and I have been playing around with chat, is to come up with basically an online piece, which I might have to go to an app like you're developing your website and your app with Replit, right? But what I'm
Yeah.
doing with chat, and I didn't know this, you have to have a free version of chat to allow you to go through the protocol as far as the tool that actually
Okay.
uncovers it gives someone a blueprint of what direction they should go. From all
Mm-hmm.
I've been training this module from all my podcasts, my blogs, what I've done over the years, any of the value trainings that I've done on video, basically programmed, not exactly, but close to. That's why I'm testing it to kind of have a place that someone can use to help them with content. It can help them
Mm-hmm.
with knowing what and how to connect with other individuals. I found that what we're doing is I want people to become the person that opportunities find because of what they've learned inside of the Connection Creator Academy. A lot of opportunities I've had just recently, I interviewed Ryan Duncan, one of the biggest schoolers that there is, had him on.
Yeah, that was a great episode.
It was phenomenal. The guy's phenomenal. I've
Yeah.
interviewed like Brian Crothers, one of the top network marketers. Tomorrow I have Jay Duran. He's the culture man. I've known him since 2017, 2018. He's the reason why I've done so much video. Opportunities come because of what people do to basically achieve them or attract them. And
Yeah.
it's all about the networking piece. And there's different skill sets that each individual has. Sometimes it has to be uncovered. And that's what this tool does. So it kind of works you through, asks you some questions, dives a little deeper as if you were on a call with me. And it will give you basically a printout, a blueprint of what direction you should go, we should be working with. And you can come back to the tool, use it to come up with different ideas that will be specific to your niche that you're focused on developing that personal brand for.
Yeah, that's really cool. So
And
it's basically
mhm,
like an agent that you've trained off of your own content that could basically serve as an AI version of you, essentially, that anybody could use as a reference at any point in time.
right, it would be it's a free resource. I found, yes, it couldn't be paid. Yes, I'd have to now go down the path of developing an app. Will I do that? Possibly, but right now I'm looking for some tool, some way to help people first so they understand where they are, and as they see the value, there's more
Yeah,
things that we can go down as far as helping them in certain specific areas that will be pinpointed throughout having
yeah,
this little journey with them on this tool, which is
yeah,
just takes some time though. I found it's funny. I go back to it and I shared that I had a conversation with Matthew Hill, and he said you had some difficulty because you don't have a chat account, and and it was like, yeah, that would bring up some issues as far as the they need a free account. So now it's an extra step. So I have to start saying, we're in beta. You have to have a free chat account before you can utilize the tool. But once you have that, boom, you can go through it, work through it, copy and the conversation, because I found the conversation is like gold. Some of it's personal information. You don't have to go super personal, but it's only information I'm using anyway. And it allows me to now go back and then tweak it. And it's going to be about 25 people giving their versions of what they've gone through inside this tool to allow me to make this tool even better than it is now. And it's eye opener though. It's like, wow, because I had some people, they've been doing content, but they now have a better direction because of the tool laying it out for them. And one of the end results will be for them to join Connection Creator Academy, and that's where even more things happen. Now I've had more clarity where I'm going with my school because of the time I've been, it's all time about practicing, trying, failing, learning. Now I'm speaking with people on podcasts, what they've done, higher uppers, too. I'm learning from them, so I'm able to tweak to make things right. And I'm not sure if you noticed this, if you've been listening to any of the weekly school news, but they are doing meta ads, and they call it a growth boost. I've gotten one person from it, and I wondered why. And I didn't convert. It didn't convert. It was kind of like a ghost one. So it happens, I'm sure. I'm trying to figure out and tweak it so that once someone goes to my about page, it's crystal clear. They have massive clarity of what they're going to get themselves into, join, and start making money together.
Yeah. No, that's a great resource to be able to have, especially a lot of the people involved now I think would benefit from that. Just because I'm not like super familiar with chat at all, does ChatGPT have any coding capabilities in and of itself?
It doesn't do the coding.
Okay.
It recommends Replit as one resource to go down a path as far as helping you develop that into a further AI piece.
Yeah, well, rather than even using Replit, because Replit does really well with more advanced stuff, as far as like how technical the interface needs to be. But what you're describing, where basically you're just describing kind of a one-page interface that needs the text box and the chat screen that's got chat plugged into the back end of it to access this agent, which is really where the value is. That I think you could easily do that through just a simple HTML link, and the Claude Code can build those beautifully. I can actually if we could get on a video call, I could show you how to set this up in probably like an hour's time. But Claude Code could program that out beautifully. Then you just copy that code into what's called Netlify, which is like basically just a free service to generate a URL from a HTML link. And then you could literally you would own that link. You could send it to people, and when they click on it, I would assume, I don't know if chat can, or if Claude can plug chat into the back end. He might be able to, but I know he can plug himself. Claude can plug himself into the back end. And so basically then you just create the interface, which could be totally branded to you and the Connection Creator Academy and look like your authentic brand and your authentic self that you're putting forth. Then you can design the chat box and all the features and everything exactly how you want. And then that may get over the step of even needing the free account as well. I'm not sure exactly how chat works, but if you're ever interested in going down that route, I think you could do it very, very easily with like a Claude Code without even having to code into Replit necessarily.
That's why I love doing these type of calls, guys. Like, this is what I would have lost. You would have lost. Those that are watching this, that are going to be watching this next, if I didn't hit the record button. That's the power of connecting and getting into and learning from others. There's nothing wrong with that, guys. Matthew just dropped a golden nugget there that we can try and we're gonna implement on. That's yes. I definitely will take you up on that. We'll definitely get that in the not next week, the week after, wherever we can find time. Love that, man. That is gold right there.
Yeah, no, happy to help. And it's still stuff I'm learning myself. I've been fortunate to just learn and grow in this direction, mostly from Scott mentored me early on, and then just getting into the more of the AI coding space. The deeper I've gone with it, the more fascinated I am with it. So it's been a cool thing to learn. But I'm happy to play around with it and see how I can help, how we can figure it out. But I do know that we've built ourselves like a impossible performance operating system essentially, where we can see it's that same thing. It's an HTML link with a Claude plugged into a chat box, and every day he gives us a daily report on, hey, here's how your podcast is doing, here's how your website's doing, here's how your app's doing, here's how your we will have apparel sales on there once our new apparel line's live, and it just has everything all in one interface stacked up. That's basically got all of the associated links embedded into the back end. And so I know something like that's doable. It just be playing around with the nuance of getting chat plugged into it and everything. But I'm sure we can get that figured out.
Yeah, man, that'd be fantastic. And like Matthew was saying, man, you got to play around, you got to try things, you got to fail, you got to keep tweaking, and things happen. Yeah, I learn a lot constantly with Scott. I learned from you. We always have to be there for each other, and that's why I appreciate you taking some time out of your day, man, just to connect again and keep building our relationship. That's all about relationship building. That's I found is the most important thing.
Absolutely. And that's why I urge like anybody listening to this. I don't know where all you'll post this, but if anybody's listening and they're not in the Connection Creator Academy, they should get in like right now, because even if you're not a person who like wants to go out and put out, tons and tons of content and make that your burning life's passion and purpose, like what you're going to learn in the Connection Creator Academy is not just creating content. It's so much more than that. It's how to build these connections that will drive you forward in areas you're passionate about, in areas that you do want to pursue. Like I never would have gotten into the coding space and learned how to build up our website, and then suddenly or subsequently learn how to build an app that is like the dream interface we've wanted since day one, had I not connected with Sean, and then subsequently got into Evolve Now and connected with Scott, and so many other steps down the way. But it's like the slingshot hub of whatever it is you're passionate about, whatever it is you're interested in. You'll be able to get in there, you'll be able to connect with people, you'll be able to learn new skills, new ideas, new approaches to things that will just basically launch you forward in whatever area you're passionate about. So that's where I've found the most value in the community. And so you guys definitely need to jump in on that and become a part of that.
Man, thank you so much for that testimonial. Appreciate you. Definitely, somebody to connect with when you get inside. Matthew's there. And Matt, I will be back in touch with you soon. I wish you the best of luck. If you need anything now until your operation, let me know. And here to for if you need an ear, I'm here for you, brother.
Sounds good, brother. Appreciate you, man. You guys have a good one. Enjoy the rest of the summer.
You too, brother. Talk to you
All
later
right,
on,
take
Matt.
care. Yep.
Bye bye.
Bye.